Annie Stewart, and I'm the Design Director and Founder and Managing Director of ANTA Scotland Limited. And we're a design, manufacturing and retail business based here in the Highlands. I studied as a painter at art school. I didn't study business. I found myself running a business, and I found myself having to take on the role of managing director because where we live in a remote part of Scotland, and the only employment for me with my background was to make my own employment. So I had no other choice than to become self-employed. In 2012, I went to EDP. That year, it seems, in a way, much longer ago. I mean, I think it was a huge challenge and an absolute emotional roller coaster. I mean, one minute I thought, oh, that's easy, I can do that. And then the next minute I felt, I can't possibly cope with this, I can't possibly do it. And I think that's what it's designed to do. It's sort of designed to toughen you up, really. And actually you come out with huge excitement and enthusiasm and confidence. And I think that's the biggest thing, that you know you can do it. I realised the business was scalable, and being given the reassurance of that, obviously using the internet, but for other reasons too, because we control our supply chain, because we had a heritage product that was associated with Scotland, because we had a good marketing story. The business was, and we provided a product that people wanted and needed. And therefore, there was opportunities there, and it was a question of having confidence in oneself and then building the right team to help you take that forward, that vision. So clarifying the vision and I think it's confidence is the thing I keep coming back to, giving me the confidence to know that it can be done with the right team. And those people have to be different to you. I think the tendency is to surround people, like-minded people, and that's a disaster. You actually have to have around you people who don't think like you. And perhaps I learned that at EDP. I realised, having discovered the gaps, that there were certain changes that I needed to address immediately, and one was in the finance department and financial control. I also had to look at I had lots of great ideas, that was no problem, but I had to learn to prioritise them. We couldn't do them all at once, so we had to learn to be a lot more focused and understand and set a programme and a strategy for growth. I think what I needed to do was set about putting a strategy into practice, because unless you can realise an idea, it's only ever an idea. Well, I think I'm certainly suffering from it, and I see a lot of other women suffering from it, the same thing, which is feeling that they can't do it. Whereas I have 2 sons and a daughter, and my sons probably think they can do things, whereas my daughter might be a little bit more reticent. In fact, they're equally capable. So I think that it's from a confidence building point of view, I think it's very important for women to understand that they can do it, and that actually, even as a mother and running a family, I've always said to other women, if you can negotiate with a teenager, you can negotiate anything. I think the main thing that came out from EDP, thinking about it in retrospect, is that I've learnt to become much more focused and much more positive in the direction that I want to take the company in. I think there's huge resources here, both sort of natural resources. In my field, obviously it's sheep and wool and natural materials, and also across the sector with, you know, renewables and oil and so on, and whisky distillery and distillers and so forth. So there's huge natural resources, but there's also huge talent in the Highlands. And it's a little bit difficult, it's unsung talent, because it's difficult to find people with confidence. I think something like EDP and the courses run by MIT are help to give people the confidence they need to realise their own potential, because it's here. The education system is second to none. it's just a lack of confidence that stops people somehow. It's a kind of fear that traps people from doing what they can do and and understanding what they're capable of. It seems a long time ago because of what's happened in between. You know, we've increased our turnover, we've increased our staff, I came straight back to open a new flagship store in Edinburgh. We've since that's run now very profitably for 2 years. We've made a big presence. We were well known in the Highlands, but we've now become well known in Edinburgh, and we now have since recently opened in Glasgow. So the turnover and profitability has increased, and actually to be able to do that at the luxury end of the market in a recession is fairly commendable.